The Poles. Part 1. The Arctic.
By Kate Smales and Eva Chu.
Let's start with the Arctic. What do you think about when you hear the word Arctic? Snow, ice, and polar bears? Yes, these are some key components of the Arctic, however, it's not the full story.
Stretching across 5.427 million square miles, the Arctic touches Alaska, Canada, and Greenland, Scandinavia, and Russia, and can reach up to negative 90 degrees Fahrenheit. This extreme environment is characterized by tundra vegetation and boreal forests bordered by oceans teeming with wildlife. To add to this barren landscape, less than 50 centimeters of water falls each year.
Despite these conditions, the Arctic is composed of approximately 4 million animals, including Arctic hares, lemmings, musk oxen, caribou, snowy owls, Arctic foxes, wolves, polar bears, wolverines, ermines, Arctic ground squirrels, seals, walruses, narwhals, killer whales, baleen whales, belugas, Pacific salmon, Arctic peregrine falcons, Eskimo curlew, wood bisons, pikas, brown bears, and kittiwakes.
Together, these animals create a prosperous Arctic food web.
This is a food web of most of the land animals. While the food web itself is healthy and the animals are doing just fine on their own, there are threats waiting to destroy this huge ecosystem. If you introduce an exotic species, rising sea levels leading to coastal erosion, and the biggest threat of all, global warming, leading to habitat loss.
Global warming is suspected to be the strongest in the Arctic, where ice and permafrost are melting. Since the late 1800s, the temperature of the air has been getting warmer by 1 degree Fahrenheit each year. This has had a large impact on the Arctic because the species living there have adapted to the icy conditions over time. In addition, it is causing ice to melt, which means there is less habitat for these animals.
Why is this happening? We are the cause. Us. Humans have been overusing their share of resources, overloading the atmosphere with carbon dioxide coming from the fossil fuels we burn for coal, natural gases, and oil, which forbids heat from leaving the Earth, making the climate warmer.
Pretty soon, if we're not careful, the Arctic could almost disappear, and most of the animals living there might become extinct. The polar bear, Arctic wolf, Arctic fox, Pacific salmon, seals, Arctic peregrine falcon, Eskimo curlew, and the wood bison are already endangered. Without these animals, the whole food chain would collapse and an entire ecosystem could change, affecting not only the Arctic, but humans as well.
So how can we fix this? Well, we can start off small. Keep an eye on climate change and reduce it. The ice is melting and it's due to climate change. Human-made activities have been blamed for the rapid warming of the Earth's atmosphere along with its oceans and land masses. If we reduce climate change, the ice will stop melting and the Arctic will be able to expand so that animals are not losing their habitats.
Recycling and driving less are excellent starts. And don't forget to spread the word. Remember, a small action can make a big change.
As Margaret Mead, an anthropologist, once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world." Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.
Part 2. Antarctica.
And now, on the opposite end of the world, we have Antarctica, the coldest and windiest of the 7 continents.
The lowest temperature ever recorded in Antarctica was negative 135.8 degrees Fahrenheit. The fastest wind ever recorded was 218 miles per hour.
You might expect that there would be no life on this continent, but that is not the case. The Antarctic Ocean is teeming with life, with different kinds of whales, seals, fishes, and penguins.
The Antarctic tundra has a lot of life too. There are polar bears and emperor penguins and different kinds of birds that live there.
They all lived peacefully and in harmony for a long time. Then the humans came along. Although the temperature of the planet was already rising,
The arrival of humans sped up what we now call global warming, a danger not only to the ice caps but to the rest of the world too.
Most of the ecosystems in Antarctica are land and water. This means that if the ice that the terrestrial animals lived on turned into water, the population of these animals would decrease. This would cause a domino effect on the rest of the food chains in the area.
Take, for example, the emperor penguin. They live on land, but they feed on fish in the water. If the emperor penguin population were to decrease because of habitat loss, the food that the penguins eat wouldn't have a predator, causing their population to grow exponentially.
After a while, though, these animals will die out too because they will run out of food to eat.
This is one of the reasons why we should all work together to slow down global warming and protect Antarctica's ecosystems.
There are many ways that you could help stop global warming and save these animals. Taking small steps can make a big difference. You can help by driving less often, taking a bus, or carpooling with somebody.
You can install solar panels on top of your house to get electricity in a greener way. You can also take shorter showers and turn off the lights in your house when you aren't using them.
And the easiest thing to do is recycle everything you can.
Antarctica is being affected by the climate change, and all of the ice is slowly melting due to global warming. Because of global warming causing the ice to melt, all of Antarctica's animals' habitats are slowly depreciating.
If this threat continues and the ice caps continue melting, the sea levels will begin to rise. Not only will all of the animals living in Antarctica have nowhere to go, all marine and land ecosystems and food webs will be affected, as there would be less land everywhere since the ice caps would have raised the sea level to cover up a lot of land.
This is a really big problem in our world right now, and we should all work together and take small steps to help global warming and protect these animals.